What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to talk about the huge win last week against Pitt for the NC State, and we're also going to be breaking down today's game at noon against Virginia on the road. But first, let's get into that game last Saturday, and boy, was it a crazy finish, a crazy game. NC State gets the win 30-29 over Pitt. Last second win, Devin Leary's touchdown pass to Emeka Emezi. What a game. I was shocked. I could not believe it. It was awesome. Can we just give a huge shout out to Devin Leary, the sophomore quarterback? We talked about it in our last video that he is no doubt should be the starter. There was a lot of talk, should it be him or Bailey Hockman? And I was saying, and a lot of people are saying, it's no doubt Devin Leary is our starting quarterback. And boy, did he prove it. 336 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 28 for 44. He was on time and on target, hitting all of his receivers. Fantastic performance. And I mean, it's just amazing what he was able to do. And despite this first play of the game, NC State giving up a 75-yard touchdown pass, or the second play from scrimmage, giving up a 75-yard touchdown pass. It was not a great start, and something you don't want to see starting on the road. That's not a good sign at all. But Devin Leary came back down on the next drive, led NC State to a nice long drive, established the tempo of the game, and from there they really controlled the whole game throughout. Here's that touchdown pass to cap off that drive. 3rd and goal. Leary on the money to Angelon. Angelon had 2 huge touchdown catches in this game. And really, I was just so impressed with State. I mean, after that first play, it was good. You felt like it was going to be one of those days. State giving up big plays, 3 and outs on offense. But Devin Leary coming out on that drive and establishing NC State's tempo for the game and just continuing to make big throws. Look at that beautiful back shoulder throw. That is a perfectly placed football and great catch by Emezi. Just all day Leary was putting the ball on the money when it mattered most. Hope Leary can definitely keep this up today against Virginia. I'm not expecting a 4-touchdown, 300-yard performance again. Hopefully we can get the run game more involved. Our leading rusher against Pitt, which is they have a really good defensive line. Our leading rusher was Ricky Person with 39 yards on 14 carries, averaging 2.8 yards a carry. So we're going to have to continue to get the run game involved. And Bam Knight only had 7 carries, and a lot of fans were frustrated by him only getting the ball 7 times. But Leary was slinging it. Leary was on time, 40-plus pass attempts. He was throwing the ball efficiently. There's another touchdown to Angelon. But if Leary's on like that, let us just keep throwing the ball. But I don't expect him to have a game that good against Virginia. Hopefully he's still pretty solid, doesn't have any turnovers, and makes the big 3rd down throws when needed. But I would like to see the run game get more involved against a less talented D-line for Virginia. When I gave my prediction for this game last video, my prediction was a Pitt win 31-24. I felt like they were going to sneak out a win against State, and that prediction was nearly right. Pitt did miss that 2-point conversion to give them 31, but State came down and scored that touchdown, a beautiful throw. And I was so happy for Emezi because a couple years ago in the game against Wake, if you remember, Emezi caught a pass near the goal line and made a move and tried to extend to the end zone, but got the ball knocked out, and it was called a touchback, and it ultimately lost State the game. And I know that that's something that he remembered and something that he wanted to redeem, and he definitely got his redemption last Saturday against Pitt. So I was really happy for him to see him get that touchdown and secure that win for NC State. Now switching gears over to the Virginia game today at noon. NC State taking on the Cavaliers for the first time since 2018, so not too long ago State played them. A lot has changed since then. They had quarterback Bryce Perkins. He is now gone, and they have a sophomore quarterback named Brendan Armstrong who played fairly solid against Clemson. That was a recent game last Saturday. They played Clemson on the road and lost 41-23. And a few takeaways from that game was, first, Virginia has an outstanding freshman receiver named Lavelle Davis Jr., 6'7" freshman receiver who can go up and get the ball, and he had his way with a pretty solid Clemson secondary. And another thing was their quarterback Brendan Armstrong, a guy who likes to get outside the pocket and take off and run. He can also throw the ball. He had 270 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. He did have 2 interceptions also, but 90 yards on the ground rushing, and that's going to be something that NC State's going to have to watch for. They have struggled with dual quarterbacks in the past, and hopefully that they can contain him and keep him in check. And that should bode well for NC State if they can do that. One thing that popped out to me watching it that I could see State taking big advantage of is that Virginia struggled tackling in the open field. Of course, Clemson having a potential first-round pick and Travis Etienne at running back, making guys miss. That's what he does. He's very good at it, but it seemed like Virginia had a hard time tackling their receivers in space on screen passes, and Etienne, whenever he got the ball and bounced it outside. So we'll see if that carries over to this game. I would like to see Bam Knight get more touches, even Ricky Person and Jordan Houston, and get them involved in the run game. But if NC State can force missed tackles and get into space and create big plays, I can see them having a lot of success against this Virginia defense. So I think the keys for Stater is going to be slowing down quarterback Brennan Armstrong, not letting him make plays with his arm and his legs, and also the receivers. Then their leading receiver actually is their running back, Billy Kemp. He has 166 yards receiving through the first 2 games, but Lavelle Davis has 6 catches and 2 of them have been touchdowns. He's their deep threat 6'7" target. Keeping him in check and keeping their offensive weapons at a minimum is going to be big time. And if State can run the ball, I think that's a key. And Virginia's secondary, I haven't seen much on it. I mean, of course, Trevor Lawrence was able to dice it up and do what he does. So we'll see how Devin Leary does. I mean, Pitt was supposed to have one of the best secondaries in the ACC, and Leary lit it up. So I expect Leary to come out and play solid as well. Now for my favorite time in the video, I'm going to give my score prediction for today's game against Virginia. Remember, last week I was very, very close. I was, of course, rooting for State to win, but my prediction was looking really, really good there at one point. I was like, maybe I can get it right, but, I'm happy State got the win. I'm glad my prediction was wrong. But here we go. This week, NC State on the road at Virginia. I'm going to say NC State gets the win 28-27. I think it's going to be a tight game down to the wire. It's going to be slower pace. State will run the ball more, and I think that Virginia will also counter with the run game as well. So I think the NC State will be able to pull out a 1-point win. That is going to be my guess. I hope I'm right. I hope State can pull out that win. Hopefully it may be a bigger win. That'll be fine with me as well. But that is my official prediction for today's game at Virginia. The Wolfpack taking on the Cavaliers. It'll be at 12 o'clock noon, ACC Network. So make sure you tune in. And also leave your prediction in the comment section below. I love talking to you guys in the comments. So leave your prediction down below. If you did like the video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you all for watching this video. And as always, go Pack.